The best way to understand a stored procedure is just to code one up and see it happen. So let's do a very simple stored procedure in this video. Let you get your brain wrapped around this, and then you're going to be off and running, trust me, and you're going to love what you learn here if you've never seen one of these. And then we're going to build on this same stored procedure through the next, 3 or 4 examples, and we're going to add some input and output parameters and those sorts of things. Let's write a select query that we would like to make into a stored procedure. Now this is going to be a join query, so I'm going to get the last name from the person table, and I'm going to do some concatenation here. We're going to trick this out just a little bit and use some of the various functionalities that we've learned. So we're going to get last name, concatenate it with first name, put a comma and a space in the middle there. Then we're going to alias that as just the word name. And then from another table, from phone number table or the person phone table, we're going to get the phone number column. And we'll just do a from on that. And notice we're going to get it from the person.person table. We're going to alias that to P, and that'll make all of our squigglies go away on those P's. Then we're going to join it with the person.person phone table. We'll alias that as PP. Then we'll tell it what to join those two tables on. And we're going to join it on P, business entity ID, equals PP, you guessed it, business entity ID. So there is our query. Now let's run this first, okay? I'm going to select this so you can see exactly what's running. We will execute this, and there is all of our data. There's the last name, comma, space, first name. Notice Abel, comma, space, Catherine, Abercrombie, space, comma, Kim. And there are the phone numbers for each one of these. Now notice it returned 19,972 rows. I'm going to make the result set go away by pressing Control R. And let's make this thing a little more interesting. Let's put a where clause. Where last name equals, and I'll have to put it in literals here, Abel, A-B-E-L. And so now when I execute this, notice all I got was Catherine Abel because we only have one A-B-E-L for last name. So Control R to make that go away. Now, I want to be able to run this like a stored procedure. I don't want to type this code every time I want to pull the Catherine Abel record. So what can I do? Well, let's create a stored procedure. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to give ourselves a couple of lines, and I'll put this in all caps so it'll stand out. We're going to type create proc, and then we're going to give it a name, okay? And I'm just going to call it get phone. And then we'll put the keyword as in there. And now we will highlight all of this. Our query plus the create proc get phone as on top of that. Notice when I execute this, it says the commands completed successfully. That means I just created a stored procedure. I'm going to Control R to make that go away. And now, how do I execute this stored procedure? I just type get phone, I highlight get phone, and I execute it. And notice it ran the code. Okay, so let's Control R. Anytime in code I call get phone, it goes up here and it runs this code right here. Now, here's the deal. This code right here could have been 500 lines of code doing all kind of complex stuff. It could be inserting data into a table. It could be modifying data, deleting data. It could be doing all kinds of stuff. It could verify data across multiple databases, tables, on and on and on. The bottom line is if I can code it and I can imagine it, pretty much I can do it in a stored procedure. Now, a good general rule is you don't want to write one stored procedure that runs the whole business. Let's write a stored procedure with a name that describes what it does and have it do just that, because I can call other stored procedures from inside a stored procedure. So anyway, that's a very, very simple stored procedure. Work through that, type it up, build it, play with it, and you'll immediately get stored procedures and you will like them. All right, so that's a simple stored procedure. And join me in a different video. We're going to add some input parameters to this and really multiply the power of using stored procedures.